Ford didn't plan for this to leak, but the numbers are out. And once you hear what actually changed in the new 5.0, you'll never look at Ford's spec sheet the same way again. Welcome back to NextGen Wheels, the place where truck rumors turn into truck truth. And today, you're about to see why Ford's unchanged 2026 5.0 is actually the biggest curveball of the year. Let's start with the shocker. For years, Ford fans looked at the spec sheet and said, 400 horsepower, 410 lb-ft, same story, same Coyote. EcoBoost still wins. Nothing new here. That mindset, gone, completely destroyed. Because this leak exposes something Ford didn't put in bold letters, something you only notice when you drive the truck, not when you stare at a brochure. But here's where the story gets interesting. The 2026 5.0 looks the same, but drives completely different. On paper, the engine hasn't changed. Same displacement, same peak horsepower, same torque rating. But here's the twist. The real update is hiding under the curve, not at the peak. And if you're someone who tows, merges onto highways, or drives in the mid-RPM range, this hidden update affects you more than any big horsepower number ever could. Let me break it down, because this is the part Ford didn't highlight. 1. Ford quietly fixed the 3 big complaints. For years, the 5.0 lost sales because of soft mid-range pull, MPG anxiety, long-term ownership fear. Ford just deleted all 3. And if you've ever towed up a hill and felt a truck lug, hesitate, then suddenly dump fuel to save itself, you're about to appreciate what Ford changed. But hold up, because this gets even crazier. First, the real villain, peak number thinking. Ford spent a decade training buyers to compare only the biggest numbers. Peak horsepower, peak torque, max tow rating. That's exactly how EcoBoost dominated on paper. But in real truck use, peak numbers don't win. Torquey delivery wins, heat wins, predictability wins, and Ford finally admits it. The updated 2026 5.0 is tuned around usable torque, the RPM band where trucks actually live, the 2,000-3,500 RPM zone. And here's the cliffhanger. This single change flips the 5.0 versus EcoBoost matchup in ways Ford hoped wouldn't leak. Now the numbers leak gets brutal, because on the road the matchup flips. Here's exactly why the 5.0 suddenly looks like the smarter long-term pick. 5.0 versus 3.5 EcoBoost, the leak that changes the matchup. On paper, the lines read clean. EcoBoost posts bigger torque, same or higher horsepower. Hybrids show bigger headline numbers. But the leaked behavior data shows those brochures omit the story that actually matters when you hit the road. Quick reality check. 3.5 EcoBoost. Big early torque spike, heavy reliance on boost and enrichment. 5.0 V8, 2026. Same peak numbers, but a fatter mid-range curve and calmer real-world behavior. Here comes the kicker. According to torque curve versus torque spike, EcoBoost gives a dramatic torque spike early. Great for a PR chart. But under long hot pulls, it leans on boost, floods fuel, and then protects itself. Result? MPG collapses, temps climb, and the ECU pulls timing. The 2026 5.0 doesn't play that game. It's tuned for usable torque between 2,000 to 3,500 RPM, the zone where trucks tow, merge, and hustle. That means smoother climbs, fewer panic downshifts, less fuel dumping under load. Tiny cliffhanger. This is the moment your tow truck either feels confident or starts begging for mercy. 2. Real-world fuel economy, not sticker math. Dealer stickers often give EcoBoost a 1 mpg edge on the highway, but leaked towing tests and early owner patterns show something else. When towing heavy, the EcoBoost's advantage evaporates or reverses. Why? Because boost-based power needs enrichment and extra cooling, both MPG killers under sustained load. So in real towing scenarios, the V8 often matches or beats the V6 number, and it does it with steadier behavior. 3. Complexity versus durability. The hidden cost. Turbo systems bring turbos, intercoolers, plumbing, extra sensors, and more heat cycles. That complexity creates more failure points and more sensitivity to imperfect maintenance. The 5.0. Naturally aspirated, simpler airflow, less heat stacking, especially when Ford detunes it to 400 HP in trucks. That detune is deliberate. Headroom for reliability. Mustang gets the madness. F-150 gets the robust version. Viewer moment. If you plan to own one truck a long time, which sounds better? Higher headline numbers now or fewer surprise bills later? For the leaks money moment. Real 5-year math. Using realistic assumptions, 15K miles year, 375 gal, leaked scenarios put the fuel gap at only a few $100s over 5 years. Meanwhile, complexity and maintenance risk tilt resale and ownership costs toward the V8. Microhook. This is the spreadsheet line dealers don't want you to run. Here's the part most buyers get wrong, and it's the real reason Ford didn't advertise the 2026 5.0 update. If you choose the wrong engine after this leak, you could lose thousands over the next 5 years. Now let's answer the question everyone actually cares about. What does this mean for your next F-150? And why is the updated 5.0 suddenly the smarter long-term play? 1. The 2026 10-speed transformation. The shift nobody expected. For years, the 10-speed felt like it was tuned with EcoBoost first in mind. V8 owners know the feeling. Gear hunting. Lugging at low RPM. Weird 1-2 shift moments. But the leak reveals something Ford didn't hype publicly. The 10-speed was recalibrated around the 2026 5.0's new torque map. Now it holds gears more confidently, downshifts earlier on grades, avoids panic shifting, stays locked up longer, keeps temps stable while towing. If you've ever pulled a trailer and felt the transmission fight you, this is the update that fixes it. And here's the twist. This single change makes the 5.0 feel like an entirely different engine, even though the peak numbers never changed. 2. Real towing versus spec sheet towing, the truth buyers miss. EcoBoost still wins max tow on paper, but most Americans never tow 12K plus. The real question is, how does it tow 6,000, 9,000 pounds, the range real owners live in? The new 5.0 with the fatter mid-range and calmer trans behavior now delivers steadier pull. Fewer heat spikes, way fewer enrichment events, less drama on grades. No turbos means no stacking heat on top of transmission stress. This is exactly what long-term owners care about, even if Ford didn't advertise it loudly. 3. The long-term advantage. Why the V8 is suddenly the smart buy. Ford's Mustang lineup quietly exposed the secret. The same 5.0 block is pushing. 46 HP GT, 500 HP Dark Horse. So when Ford detunes it to 400 HP for the F-150, that's not weakness. It's longevity engineering. Lower stress, better knock control, better cooling, longer component life, higher resale at 100K plus miles. This is the part EcoBoost fans won't love. But the numbers swing back to the V8 for long-term ownership. The 2026 5.0 buyer's checklist. This decides everything. You choose the 5.0 V8 if you keep trucks 8 to 10 years, 6K, 9K regularly. Want simpler, NA reliability. Want predictable behavior under heat. Value resale at 100K, 200K miles. Maintain oil properly. Don't want turbo complexity. You choose EcoBoost if you tow near max often. Trade trucks every 3 to 5 years. Want the early torque punch. Accept the complexity for big numbers. Here's the money line. The spreadsheet argument that used to kill the 5.0, dead in 2026, real torque, real MPG, and real reliability now average out in the V8's favor. If this breakdown helped you understand the truth behind Ford's leaked 5.0 update, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring that bell, so you never get blindsided by dealership marketing again. You've been watching NextGen Wheels, where the future of trucks gets decoded.